Hello dear students, I am happy to see you again in the English lesson. Today our unit is called Where to Take Jack, and in this unit we are going to improve our speaking. I'm going to teach you some speaking rules. Let's see what they are. The objective of today's lesson, objective means purpose, aim. The aim of today's lesson is to learn how to say no politely and how to make suggestions. We will develop our speaking by learning these rules. Why we need these rules? It is because when making effective communication, effective interaction with people, we need to be polite. We cannot be rude. If we are rude, people will not like us. They will not like our company. So we need to learn some speaking procedures, some rules that will make us build relationships and friendships with people. So let's learn how we can say no. You know, sometimes people ask something and we want to say no, but we are scared to sound rude or we don't want to say no. But let's see how actually we can say no. When you want to say no, it is polite to give a reason why. Giving reason means to explain why we say no. If we just say no, then the other person will probably feel bad or offended. Let's look at some examples. I put 2 examples for you. Let's look at them and compare, see the difference. First example, would you like to see a movie with me tonight? No. Isn't it rude? Saying just no, it sounds very rude. The person might feel offended. The second example sounds much better, right? Of course, because in the second example we said I'd love to, like I'd be happy to. I wish I could go with you, but by saying but, we can give reason why you say no. And then if you do this, the person will not feel bad or offended and they will not get cross with you. And now I want to show you some more examples, some more ways that you can use in your speaking when you want to say no to the people. Let's read them together. I'm sorry, but I can't. So somebody is asking something and you say, I'm sorry, but I can't. No, thank you. I'm sorry, but, and then reason. But, for example, but I have something else to do. But I have my homework to do. But I have promised somebody else something. So you give reason why you are saying no, which will make the other person not offended. I'd love to, but, reason again. You will explain the reason. I wish I could, but, thank you, but, that sounds good, but. So again, by appreciating this offer and then saying but and giving reason why you cannot say yes. This is very good way of making conversation with people, and this is very polite way of saying no to people. Now we are going to look at some example sentences, some conversations, and see how people can give a reason, how we can say no to other people. Look at this example. Let's get a drink tonight. I'm sorry, but I can't. Next time. So you see, the person is saying no, but it is very polite. Let's read these examples. I want you to practice, read them loudly for yourselves. Or you can repeat after me. Okay, let's read together. Do you want some more coffee? No, thank you. I'm good. Another example. Try some chicken. No, thank you. I don't eat meat. Could you help me with this project? I'm sorry, but I don't have time. Why don't you ask Bill? So you can say the reason why you say no. Also, you can offer another solution. Like, why don't you ask Bill? You're giving another solution to your friend. And this is very polite. Now in this lesson, I want to teach you some magic words. You know, being polite is very magical. It makes people smile. It makes people love you. That's why you need to learn some magic words and use them in your vocabulary when you are speaking with people. Some examples are, what about, let's, I'd love to, but, it sounds interesting. These expressions are used in conversations to make conversations more polite. You say, what about, when you want to make suggestion. For example, your friend is sad and you say, what about going for a walk with me? You are suggesting something. Or, let's go to the cinema. Again, by using let's, you offer something. And I'd love to, but is again the way to say no in a polite way. And it sounds interesting is when you are happy about something, when somebody says something good to you and you say it sounds interesting. Let's fill in this exercise with the given instructions. So we use what about and let's to give an idea. It means that when we make suggestion, we use what about or let's. Second one, we use something when we hear something interesting. So if something sounds interesting for us, we say it sounds interesting. So let's write it here. It sounds interesting. When we want to say no, but we want to be polite, we say I'd love to, but. Let's write it here. I'd means I would. I'd love to. Comma, and but. I'd love to, but. Please remember these rules and try to use them in your language. And now we will do some more activities with these expressions. In your books on page 30, there is exercise 5. You need to fill in the gaps with the given instructions with what about, I'd love to, but, let's, it sounds. Let's do it together. There is a conversation between Jack and his father. Jack says, "The day is boring." So Jack is bored. He is feeling bored. And his father says, "Go to the cinema." What can it be? Let's go. Yes, let's go. Let's go to the cinema. We can watch King Lion. And Jack says something. I want to watch it with my friends. It's fun to watch cartoons with friends. So actually Jack says no, yes, because he doesn't want to watch the movie with his father. He wants to watch it with his friends. So he will say no politely. He will say, I'd love to, but. I'd love to, comma, but I want to watch it with my friends. And then father makes another suggestion. He says, what about football? What about football? And Jack says, interesting. It means that Jack likes this idea and he says, it sounds interesting. It sounds interesting. But first, I want to do my homework. Then we can play together. So Jack agrees to play football with his father after doing his homework. Okay, now we are going to do another exercise. In this exercise, we are going to find mistakes. The name of the exercise is a mistake detector. We are going to detect, to identify the mistakes and correct them. Let's look at the first sentence. Let's go to the zoo. I want to see wild animals. Let go. Does it sound correct to you? Actually, no. We should say let's go. Not let go, but let's go. Let's go means let us go. So you and me can go to the zoo. Let us go to the zoo. So this is the correct version. The second one. I'd love to, and I am at work now. As we can see in this sentence, the person is trying to say no in a polite way. When we want to say no, we say I'd love to, but, not I'd love to and. So instead of and here, we will say but. I'd love to, comma, but I am at work now. And the next sentence, number 3, that about after work? No, this is very wrong sentence. When we are making suggestion, we say what about. So instead of that, we will say what about. What about after work? It sounds interesting. If you remember, for the pronouns in singular, we put s in the end of the verbs. So we will say it sounds interesting. Not it sounds interesting, but it sounds interesting. So finally we have detected all the mistakes and we corrected them, and this is the correct way of speaking in English. In the end of our lesson, I want to give you your homework, your assignment. Please open your books, go to page 31 and do the revision exercises there. I hope you learned the rules, how to say no and how to be polite in speaking, also how to suggest something when you are offering something to your friends. That's the end of our lesson for today. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.